Namaskar. I came back. This is sixth episode. The topic is Anandamarga, the way of ideal life. Last part I was explaining about the education. So the Anandamarga education means Neo-Humanistic education. So how Anandamarga wants to teach the Neo-Humanistic way education. For that, Anandamurti ji has written one book. Is named Neo-Humanist Education. There he explained everything in how to run, how to be the system of education, who will be the teachers, what is the definition, how will be the definition of teachers, the teachers, so everything he has explained and a nice way. So I will request to the viewers or the audience to go through this book, Neo-Humanist Education. So now, I was explaining about the Anandamarga is a comprehensive ideology. I was just explaining very brief explanation about different items of the comprehensive ideology's different side. Each and every items is need. If I would like to explain or elaborate, it needs hours and hours time, many hours time. So maybe in near future, each and every aspect I can explain nice way, like education, literature, economics, Anandamarga, what Anandamarga says about in the field of economics. So let I come about the yes, when you're telling about the economics, Anandamarga is a spiritual organization. Anandamarga is a comprehensive ideology. It has two parts basically. One is spiritual philosophy, another is social philosophy. And the social philosophy, that is socio-economic theory. The name of that theory is called PROUT. PROUT is an abbreviation. Full form is Progressive Utilization Theory. PROUT. It is a socio-economic theory. 1959, in the year of 1959, Shri Anandamurti, he has given this idea, this new philosophy for the downtrodden humanities. He has given this new idea that is PROUT. That is PROUT. So, what is PROUT? Why PROUT? PROUT is a socio-economic theory, and it is alternative to capitalism and communism. I don't need to, before my different classes, I have explained the loopholes about the communism and capitalism. That's why capitalism now is capitalism is running in this present world. Economic systems in their hand. Entire world economy is in their hand, in the form of multinational corporation and the capitalists, and they're sucking bloods. They're sucking bloods of the downtrodden humanities. There are so much discrimination you see in this world, and there is no solution. People are suffering. Millions and millions of people are starving. The rampant corruption by these capitalists and the exploitations by these capitalists. Not millions, trillions and trillions people are suffering, dying. So in this situation, when downtrodden humanities are crying, who will save them? of this cruel this cruel manner of this exploitation of the capitalistic exploitation, who will save the humanities? When everybody is looking, all the systems are almost paralyzed. There is no hope and aspiration. In that critical juncture, Anandamurti is being a Dharma guru, spiritual master. He has told, I compel to give the social philosophy that is proud. Because before Anandamurti no spiritual master had given the socioeconomic theory. But now to see the present scenario of this world, Anandamurti is being a spiritual master. He told that I compel to give this socioeconomic theory, because if I would not given this socioeconomic theory that is proud, then this rampant corruption and exploitation is to run years after years, ages after ages. And Anandamarga philosophy is the aim of the Anandamarga philosophy is that is Atma, moksartham, jagat, dhitaya. So that is self-realization and service to the humanity. So if we want to achieve self-realization, for that this material world environment need to build up in a congenial way. Material environment need congenial. Without the congenial environment, how people will move forward towards this spirituality? When a people is sleeping with empty stomach and tomorrow they don't know what they will eat, it is their natural phenomena is long years after years. They're facing this severe crisis in this field of economies. So that's why Anandamurti ji has compelled to give the new thoughts in the field of economics, and he has given the socioeconomic theory named Prout. So Prout is the alternative of the capitalism and communism. Both philosophies were unable to solve the people's material economic problem. Those philosophies were lopsided philosophies. So it was beyond their capacities to do welfare of the entire humanities. Now in capitalism, there is no question about the entire. Capitalism means the welfare only. It is a self-centered philosophy. Profit-making, profit-oriented philosophy for person, for self, not for others. That's why this very detrimental philosophy need to go soon. And Anandamurti ji has also forecasted long before that this capitalism will blast like a firecracker very soon. And these days are coming very near, I think. Anyway, so Prout is the alternative. Those two philosophies are centralized philosophy, centralized economic systems. Prout is the decentralized form of economic systems. Prout preaches that economic power has to give completely in the hands of local people, not government. Entire economic systems will be in the hands of local people. Government just will act as a guardian. Government has nothing to do. Now entire political and economic system is centralized in this capitalistic structure and communistic structure. I don't want to say because that is already has gone. That is premature death has occurred, this communism philosophies. So I don't need to tell all about these things. So this is what about the Prout. He has given the decentralization of economic power. He has mentioned about planning, economic planning on countries, planners nowadays they plan from this centralized place of the capital of the countries, one place, and they make plan 5 years or 10 years, 3 years plan for the whole countries, which is not applicable, which is not meaningful for the grassroots people. This planning, the grassroots peoples, they don't get any benefit of this, or very less benefit of this this planning. So that's why Prout is preaches that entire economic systems will be decentralized, and the lowest economic planning will be started from the grassroots, that is block level planning. That's why block level planning will start from the block level planning, and it will go from block to district, district to state, state to central, bottom to top, not top to bottom. Maybe in near future, the glimpse of Prout and specialties of Prout, how Prout will run. Prout will give the 100% employment, how Prout will give the purchasing power. The Prout, one of the main thing is the purchasing power, rational distribution, the purchasing power to the common people, increasing purchasing power. So these are very many things need to discuss. If possible, if I have time, so near future I will explain about the glimpse and some specialties of the Prout economic systems, and in what way how Prout will eradicate or the unemployment problem from the societies, and give them 100% employment job to the people in this Proutistic system through block level planning. That I will explain in my lectures in Bengali a few days before. I have explained. I have given a series of lectures about on this topic, the 100% employment. This has about these 5 episodes. There I have explained everything. So in English, maybe in near future I may come back. I may come again and explain about the specialties of Prout, how Prout wants to bring, how Prout eradicate all the exploitation and corruption from these societies, and wants to Anandamarga, the Proutistic systems will bring the new leaderships. You know, Anandamurti ji, what he has told very 2 important things he has emphasized. He has mentioned what is the problem, main problem of the societies now. There are hundreds and thousands problems, no doubt. But if you minimized, if you summarized, then you will see there are 2 more. There are 2 main problems. What are those 2 main problems? The first one is, before Anandamarga philosophy came, there is no comprehensive ideology. The wants of comprehensive ideology, that is one. And number 2, requirement of ideal leadership, moralist leaderships, ideal leaderships based on spirituality. Say for example in India, here it is due to the absence of the comprehensive ideology, government or states are running as per their leftist or rightist mentalities, running by the different party-based systems are running. But most of the people's, the politicians are corrupted. You have to see the microscope, with this microscope, about the honest persons. There are very few honest persons at the remains in this existing political system in India. I am telling about India. But maybe they are so-called honest persons, but they are the party men. They are not neutral person. They can't overcome from the group psychology, group mentalities. They always think about their party psychology, their group psychology, their caste. They are guided by the caste psychologies. That's why they cannot give proper justice all the citizens of the countries. Rather, they think, rather, they're dominating, but they are guided by the particular communities. That particular community wants to dominate the entire Indian political systems, entire administration, because they are representing the particular communities, and they want to dominate entire Indian political structure and administration. They want to influence. They want to dominate. So this is the so-called honest persons have no effect. That's why this is called so-called honest. They are not spiritualist. They are not moralist even. So what I am telling about the Anandamurti is the concept of new leadership is Sadvipro. This is another subject. Just in short, I am explaining. Who is the Sadvipros? Sadvipros is the new leader. Those who want to make their self. Those who are physically fit, mentally developed, and spiritually elevated persons. Those who remain always stand against all sorts of corruption and exploitation, all sorts of injustice. Those who always fight, ceaseless fight against all sorts of injustice, corruption and exploitations. Those who acquired all the qualities of all the psychic color of the societies, all the psychic color of the societies, and beyond, stand themselves beyond all the colors, all caste, creed and colors. They will not be guided by any group psychologies. Rather, they will run by the service psychology. For them, universe is their homeland, Supreme Father is their father, and all the peoples of this universe is their brothers and sisters. So this is what about in short proud. So surely the days is not very far. This capitalism will go very soon, and instead of that, the new economic system will evolve. That is proud. And when proud will be established, then the downtrodden humanities or the entire humanity is these problems of economic problem, political problems, social problems will be solved. Because Prout has given all the solution, all physical problems of the societies, political, physical, every aspects of life. Prout has the solution. What is the motto of the Prout? Prout wants to build an individual human society based on spirituality. A corruption-free, exploitation-free, an individual human societies. That's the motto of Prout philosophy. Now, I was dealing about the politics, they're telling about the politics, yes. The present political systems, they cannot bring the welfare of the entire humanities, because they're guided by the group psychology. Take the example of the Indian the political systems. Here, most of the politicians are corrupted. Either corrupted or run by the group psychologies. And few years before, normally people used to talk about. Now Indian politics politics has criminalization of the Indian politics, criminalization of the Indian political systems has happened. But now I say this is saturated. I don't tell nowadays the criminalization of Indian politics. I tell now that the what is called No, actually, before I used to say that Indian political system is much more influenced by the criminalities. So it is said in it is in Bengali is Rajnitir Duskriti Karan. Yes, politicalization of criminality. But now I say the criminalization of politics. The percentage of the criminality has increased so much. So I should say now it is the criminalization of the Indian politics, not politicalization of the criminality, but criminalization of the politics. Anyway, so this is what about the politics, Indian politics. So that's why I need ideal leadership. Those will think about the humanities, not for self. And the criteria is how it is. The new leadership of Sadvipra Tantra. It is a separate class. If I have time, I will explain the new leadership of Sadvipra. Then only two things. One is to implement. We need to implement the comprehensive ideology, that is proud. Or proud is a part of this comprehensive ideology in Anandamarga. It is a comprehensive ideology. And to run the government, not only government, entire administration system according to proud will be in the hand of Sadvipros. Those who are really, really ideal persons, in the real meaning in moralist persons. Then the real welfare will come in the societies for the entire humanities, for the downtrodden humanities. So for the backward people, though, who never get the proper justice or everything, they are always in backward people in every sense, every aspect. So proud ones like that way. So this is what about now. The point is culture. So-called culture, about so-called culture is we know about the culture is called art and culture. Is called art for art's service, art for art's sake. This is totally wrong. In the name of art for art's sake, now we see a lot of pseudo culture in the form of art for art's sake. In the name of art for art's sake, pseudo cultures has spreaded every nook and corner of the world, each and every streets, every words, even in the remote village. It's influenced by the pseudo cultures. Now the digital age, through the internet, through the social media, everything has spreaded. So Anandamarga philosophy about the culture, what Anandamarga says, Anandamurti ji has said about art and culture, not for art's sake. Art and culture, art and literature for service and blessedness. Art and literature for service and blessedness. So with this idea, Anandamarga has the philosophy in details how Anandamarga runs people's mind towards crude world to the supreme world. That was the thing. As Anandamurti ji has written one article, the thoughts, Anandamurti ji thoughts about the art and literatures. It's a big article. So there he has explained nice way how societies will run, how the art and sculpture and literature will be, not for art's sake, and in the name of art's sake. So now is entire art and literature world is has grasped the pseudo cultures. People are guided by this perverted culture or pseudo cultures, and the resultant of this, many things happened. Entire youth and other branches of the societies, their moral backbone has broken. Family life is broken. The what is called this social value, human values, human cardinal principles are severely affected by these pseudo cultures. Yes, this is in brief about the Anandamurti's teaching about the cultures. Explain when it is also in different subject. If it is possible, we have time, near future we will deal. I think with this, this is sixth episode. I'll come back again, and with this I conclude this episode. Namaskar.